But the fourth one on the list, make it with the fading light and the accumulating debt. And that's kind of heavy. Now, how do we do this? See, we can look at this and we go, oh, we can respond, I can put some new music there, I can do something to underscore that. And sometimes, if you want to be ironic, you don't. Okay, so what we need a lot of tools in our kit there. We need to know, a lot of keys, a lot of chords. We need to know possibly how to change from one key to another key. But more than anything else, we have to know when it's a good idea to change a key and when it's not a good idea to change a key. And hopefully come with a good result. So I'll play it. Now, and the wrench from the outward gaze to the inward gaze, castigation, is kind of achieved by a little device where it's kind of a little 6/16 in technical language. It comes in the middle of the 4/4 and just kind of like shakes out of its present state. So anyway, here we go. The familiar wasted fellows on a cubic bed of ice, 10 foot tall and faded now, no one needs it twice. In the young range of that you in, should you so decide, there's a mighty old man coming there, apply illegal hides. young people, and you're old, and you've got wisdom, and you can see things. It's not actually terribly consoling that you've got this wisdom. It's not too much use to you, and they wouldn't understand it anyway. So, I mean, I hope I kind of got that tone right. Let's look at another one. And everyone's different. Every single song you come up with is profoundly different. The poem more or less dictates form, and that gives you, certain issues that you have to work with. So this is another song about aging. This is Conversations with SPC. Shane P. Carter. We had this wonderful kind of interview each other thing in Auckland that they have on some. I can't remember what the series is called, but it's just basically two people interview each other and then they broadcast it. Great fun, going back over old times and all the rest of it. And when I got home, I thought, gosh, a lot of people would kind of really think that wasn't work. I think a lot of time people don't think what musicians do is work, but of course we do work very hard. So as a poem of our recent idle chatter, I imagine some chagrin, and those encumbered by endless debt, slaves to rapt cunning, perpetually on some perilous brink, would hate our luxury to pass and think that we undertake more than treadmill running. Their lives barely livable, hand to mouth with bread they don't even trust, immature as an easy dismissal from them for the likes of us. Well then, let their calumnies ring. We've taken the oath, the songman's vow, and we're way too old to grow up now. I love the way your eyes still dart, like the nimble feet of the centre half, while the talentless scythe their boots at air. You're all eyes and twitch and no longer there. On the world's course and mindless purpose, we sharpen our blades till they glint and grin, while others' metal grinds to dust. More full then than not for us, we with our wondrous thickened hides and discarded armour from around our minds, childishly labouring in our brethren's tower. Well then, let their calumnies ring. We've taken the oath, the songman's vow, and we're way too old to grow up now. I like it. I like that as a poem. Now, the particular thing with this is that it's actually quite poetic. It's actually quite wordy. And so you go, okay, who do I go to in my kit bag to sort of cope with wordy lyrics? My first port of call was Dylan, of course. And he does it kind of, a lot of his early work accommodates this by actually being really fluid with the bar lines and the bar numbers, like most pop music's 2 plus 2, etc., equals 4, and 4 plus 4 equals 8, and your AABA is 32 bars long. It sort of atrophies into this sort of norm. And basically what I did with this was kind of have 3 bar phrases so that those little pauses that you create are actually for the audience to go just wrap their head around that line for a few seconds and so that they're ready to get the next one. So this one's actually one of the most simple things I think I've ever written. There's not much to do with it. It's really kind of like a Dylan song where you're just stringing together a bunch of really simple chords as a vehicle for the text. The only thing really to point up, of course, is the refrain, as they call it. We've taken the oath, the songman's vow, we're way too old to grow up now. And that just needs a little bit of slyness, something a little clever, a little bit knowing. We're inveterate and we're not going to change. Of our recent idle chatter, I imagine some chagrin in those who come by endless debt, slaves to rat cunning, perpetually on some perilous brink, with hate
our luxury to pass and think that we undertake more than treadmill running. Their lives bare, hand to mouth with bread. They don't even trust immatures and easy dismissal from them for likes of us. Well, then let their colonies ring. We're taking the oath, a song that's loud, and we're way too old to grow up now.
Let's look at another one with the capo on. Okay, let's look at this one. Completely different. So I'll read it as a poem. I'm probably going to call it Poet's Lament. This is the word title. It was inspired by walking the dogs. Queen's Drive is Dunedin. No, it's a one-way street that goes through the town belt, so lots of that bush around. And it's a pretty good wind tunnel. And in the summer times when the elderberries are out, wood pigeons basically eat lots of elderberries and essentially fly pissed. And they use this wind tunnel. You're walking along and they're flying at this huge rate of knots straight at your head. And at the last moment they just sort of go around you. They do kind of dive bomb you anyway. I mean, we used to live at the back dogs of the town belt, and you'd be up there kind of painting the side of the house or whatever, and one would just fly down.